Given that Luna coin has had a really good run over the past few days, I thought it would be a good opportunity to once again perform some technical analysis and make some price predictions on where we could see it go in the next few days and coming weeks. Let's take a look. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video. We're taking another look at the Luna coin, which sits on the Terra blockchain, performing our usual technical analysis and making some predictions on where we're going to see the price go potentially in the next few days, weeks and months. But before we get into that, please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it, and subscribe if you want to see more of this sort of content. We cover crypto, stocks, investing and wealth management in general, so if that tickles your fancy, hit subscribe and turn on bell notifications. I'd also love to know if you are a Luna holder down in the comments section below. And without further ado, let's get straight into today's analysis. As always, guys, welcome into CoinSpot. If you want to buy Luna and many other cryptocurrencies, there is a link in the description of this video, so be sure to click it, check it out, sign up and get started on your cryptocurrency journey. But let's take a look at Luna, and as we can see, there has been a fantastic few days of price action that has occurred. And when we zoom out a little bit, you can see that obviously the longer term trend hasn't been that interesting. We've been relatively stable, and I can show this by basically going across and dragging a line at our top point of resistance, which is roughly at $10.59 Australian. I'm also going to grab the lower point as well to show you the channel that was established as our support. There we go, lock that one in. As you can see, obviously the price action occurred throughout, bouncing between these points, forming this channel. But let's zoom in on what we've seen over the past few days. What we saw was actually a few interesting things when it comes to the trend. We saw multiple tests of the support, all of which basically bounced. We had a little bit of a crack right there through, but it eventually bounced. And then we see this for a second time over here. Now, typically what this is referred to as is a double bottom. And if it's a double bottom, a legitimate double bottom, it means that the trend is going to reverse, and instead of continuing, I suppose, sideways, we're going to see it either go up or down. Now it's a bottom though, not a double top. So that means the trend will likely go up off the back of this, and we can see that two things occurred. We can see that the double bottom occurred, and we can also see this price action here occurred in an uptrending manner, as you can see right there. And I'm literally going to grab the exact same thing again, and you can see history has repeated itself, and it has created the same style of trend, the same style of channel. But what's interesting this time is we haven't necessarily gone down yet. What we're seeing is a similar sort of consolidation occur at roughly this point. This point is acting as a key sort of point of resistance, and I'm going to just plonk it about there because that's where we touched on our previous run up, and that's sort of where we're hovering around now, and that is roughly at $8.60 Australian. So we can see that's obviously bounced off the top of it, but what we're looking for now is a continuation of this short-term trend that has been established over the past 2 days. So obviously it's going in an upwards direction like this. It's bounced and it's coming back down. We are looking for this bounce to occur again, because that's when we hit a point of criticality. There has been a lot of price action here across the board, and it's getting a lot tighter. So ideally, we're hoping to see that this resistance point is broken, and we break as well the high that's up here. That is our best case scenario to see a continuation of the trend, and I'm really hoping that is the case, given we have seen a double bottom. We are seeing a recovery in the crypto market, and as you can see down in the volume, we are experiencing a bit more of an increase in buying, which is nice, as we haven't seen this sort of buying for quite some time. You can see it got pretty quiet. We did have it sporadically in these points, but overall there has not been actually too much buying, but there has been a bit of selling. As you can see right here, we had a decent sell-off that caused basically this collapse here as it broke through the channel. That would have been on a technical basis. People would have been selling out, as they would have literally probably gotten in about here and traded it. It broke, and so they're selling at that point and it's going downwards. That's basically what has happened here. Now, what we're looking for is for that not to occur again. And for that to happen, we need to break the trend. And I think we're going to see some real good price action if we can basically breach this point here. That's what we want to do. We want to be making higher highs and lower lows overall in order to increase the value of the coin. Now, the fundamentals of the coin are very, very solid, but from a technical perspective, we need to see this occur within the next few days. So let's add in some other constraints as well. As you know, I love to look at the moving averages. I'm going to add 2 in there. I'm going to do the 20-hour moving average. I'm going to do the 50-hour moving average as well. And then we'll swap over and we'll do the daily chart just to see how that's looking. Now, let's just change the color on that one so we can see exactly which is which. Let's make that one a bright red. Make it very clear what is what. And as you can see, we saw that the short-term trend, the blue line, crossed the longer-term trend, the red line, which is a positive and indicates we're trending in an upwards direction. This is going to continue at least for the next few hours because we can see it's both trending in that manner. This is obviously on a very small time frame, but that is what we are seeing indicated at this point in time. And I suspect if we also open the MACD, let's just grab that one, you'll see that generally is occurring. What is interesting is the fluctuations where they were, pretty strong before, going up and down, are actually a lot quieter. And we're going up, which is positive. A lot less selling off, which I'm quite happy about. What we don't want to see is that blue line right there cross over the red line in the moving average convergence divergence chart. So let's just zoom out and have a look at this from a daily perspective as well. So now obviously we're looking at a 20-day moving average and a 50-day moving average. And the one thing that really piques my attention is the fact that our 20-day moving average is sort of basically flattening out on the actual chart itself. And furthermore, we've seen a cross, a nice little cross on the MACD as well, which indicates a reversal in the trend. And that's sort of when we started flattening out over the past couple of weeks, which is really nice. Both are now traveling in that direction. But what will be fantastic if we can get this one, this little blue line here, the 20-day moving average, to cross the 50-day moving average here. That is our ideal case scenario. And as you can see from a, I suppose, daily perspective as well, we're trading horizontally. That's how it has been. We're in the lower half, but we've had 3 green days, which is nice. We have not had that since, well, let's go over here, a few weeks ago. And that's when we were, I suppose, bouncing off our bottoms. I'm hoping what we see is another green day. That's ideal case because we'll breach this point of resistance, which is at about $8.50, and then continue upwards to our next target. And this is my price target for the video, guys. Our next target sitting up here at about $10.60, $10.57 according to this, but I'm going to say roughly $10.60 is the price target that we're going to be aiming for within the next week or two. Where we go in the next few days will really come down to whether or not in this hourly chart we do see a bounce or a continuation of the trend that is occurring. So first breach, then second we need to make sure we sit above that point and can actually start moving. So let's have a look at this in another few days, guys, and see where we're sitting then. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. Luna is certainly looking a lot better than it has been in the past. Obviously we're still trending sideways, but there's a bit of hope to see that we can basically start moving in an upwards direction. The crypto market overall is starting to recover quite a bit, which is also another positive sign for us. But if you did enjoy today's video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more of this sort of content if you're into crypto, any sort of stock analysis, or anything to do with investing and wealth management. Be sure to hit subscribe and turn on the bell notifications. I'd love to know as well, obviously, if you are a Luna holder down in the comments section below. And with that, guys, I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.